and RSMC New Delhi. And as part of these celebrations, we proposed lots of activities, and we arranged a lecture series during August. And today is the concluding session of that lecture series. We'll just summarize with you what all actions have been completed at our end, and what next is in pipeline. So I'll share my presentation. Divya, please make us live. So my presentation is visible to all.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So to commemorate the 50th year of PTC and RSMC New Delhi, lots of activities were planned, and first meeting in this regard with all the member countries was held on 20th of July with participation from the peers of the PTC member countries, WMO and ESCAP. And a 10-point action plan was proposed, like organization of international and national workshop by each country, organization of an online quiz on PTC and tropical cyclones, preparation of video films by various countries, and release of special edition of a journal with special articles from various experts who will be presenting the lectures, special lectures during the series. And then organization of an one-day international workshop prior to PTC 50 session. And in this regard, RSMC New Delhi has to initiate actions with respect to preparation of concept paper and brochure. Then designing of PTC logo, and then improving outreach through interviews, press, electronic media, through various blogs, articles on social media, and then organization of lecture series. So that lecture series has been organized, and then development of vision or goal statement of PTC for next 10 years. So these were the proposed activities. Now we'll share with you what all actions we have completed during this period. So for this purpose, a task team was planned, and with DG IMD as chair, and Dr. Ayman Salam Gulam, chairman of PTC, as co-chair, and members as Dr. T. Peng from WMO, Dr. Sanjay Srivastav from ESCAP, and then PRs of 13 member countries or their representatives, and RSMC New Delhi representatives as convener and member secretary. So this is the list of presentations so far have been made by various experts. We started this lecture series on 7th of August, and today is the concluding session. And so far we arranged around 11 special lectures with lectures by the peers of India, Thailand, Myanmar, and Bangladesh, Pakistan, Iran, and Oman. And there was also a special lecture by Dr. Sanjay Srivastava from ESCAP and Dr. T. Peng from WMO. And during this series, there was also a special lecture by former DG of Bangladesh, Dr. Samrendra Karmakar, and also Mr. Ibrahim Al Abdullah Salam, expert from Oman. He also volunteered to present a special lecture. So that was the last lecture. This is the entire list of presentations and lectures, and all these lectures are available on YouTube. They were streamed live. And quickly, I'll just summarize various lectures. So the first lecture was by Dr. Mrityunjay Mohapatra, DG IMD and PR of India to WMO. And he discussed with us the evolution of tropical cyclones monitoring and forecasting over the North Indian Ocean. and he discussed with us how starting various developments were made starting from the policy planning, and then improvements in observations, modeling, and then warning products generation and dissemination that has led to this significant reduction in death toll over the region, not only over India but also over the all the member countries. So we have seen death toll amounting to around 3 lakh deaths in 1970 due to Bhula cyclone in Bangladesh, and 1,50,000 deaths during cyclone Nargis in Myanmar. So that kind of from lakhs we have been able to reduce to double digit over the region. And recently, due to Biparjoy, we had zero death toll, and cyclone Tej, we had just four deaths in Yemen. So all this has been possible with improvements in all pillars of monitoring and forecasting, starting from policy and planning. So that was discussed in this presentation. Then the next presentation was by Dr. Sanjay Srivastava, Chief Disaster Risk Reduction ESCAP, and he discussed with us the transformations in disaster risk reduction policies with respect to the cyclones over the years. And he also discussed with us the developments in impact-based forecasting, and he highlighted the importance of digitization of cyclone data and development of synergized SOPs and disaster resilient infrastructure to further minimize the loss to property. The next presentation was by Dr. T. Peng from WMO. He is head DDT division WMO, and he discussed with us the evolution of tropical cyclone program and how the collaboration at international and national level helped in minimizing the death toll over the region. Then there was presentation by Dr. Somkuan Tonjan from Thailand Med Department, and he discussed with us the forecasting system at Thailand. And Thailand is a country that is affected by the cyclones or cyclonic disturbances over the North Indian Ocean as well as the Northwest Pacific. And in details, he discussed with us the observational network and the monitoring and forecasting process that is followed in Thailand. And Thailand is one of the founder member of PTC, and Thailand has contributed. Thailand has always participated in various training programs that are organized by RSMC New Delhi. The next presentation was by Dr. Kyo Mo U, Director General of Myanmar, and he discussed with us the evolution of early warning system in at Department of Meteorology and Hydrology, Myanmar. And he also highlighted how during Nargis there was around death of 1,50,000 people, and during cyclone Mocha, because of the pinpointed forecast accuracy and because of the improved associations and collaboration at international level and from RSMC and at Myanmar also, there was the death toll was around 120-125 people died in Myanmar. So all this has been possible with collaborations and with various developments that took place over the years, corresponding to all the pillars involving improvements in observations, modeling, as well as the warning products and timeliness in the warning products. The next presentation was by Mr. Mohammad Azizur Rahman, the Director, Bangladesh Meteorological Department, and he shared with us the cyclone warning system that is followed at Bangladesh and how the country has been able to minimize the death toll in their region with improved early warning services, and also he highlighted the importance of the collaborations and support from WMO, ESCAP, and RSMC in this regard. There was a special talk by former Director General of Bangladesh Met Department, Dr. Samrendra Karmakar, and he also highlighted the importance and contribution of WMO, SCAP, RSMC, and the PTC Association in minimizing the death toll over the region. Then there was talk by DG of Oman Meteorological Department, Dr. Abdullah Al Khadouri, and he shared with us the early warning system at Sultanate of Oman, the observational network, and the fact that impact-based forecast has also been implemented in Oman. So all these features he discussed with us. And recently, Oman also organized an international workshop on impact-based forecasting, and with resource persons from India as well. And every time, whenever RSMC New Delhi conducts the training, so we have overwhelming response from Oman, and we have participation from Oman also. And then there was a presentation by Director General, Pakistan Meteorological Department, Mr. Mahar Sahibzad Khan. And he also highlighted the monitoring and forecasting process at Pakistan. And he also shared with us the status of the observational network and modeling models at Pakistan Met Department. And he also shared with us the fact that at Pakistan, they have a two-stage warning system that is followed for cyclone warnings. And during cyclone time, we have very good collaboration and cooperation with Pakistan. And that was seen during Cyclone Biparjoy. We are getting all the kinds of observations from Pakistan. And then there was a presentation by Dr. Behzad Laigi, Vice President of Iran International Meteorological Organization. And he discussed with us the national activity in the field of the tropical cyclones at Iran. And Iran joined PTC in 2018. And since then, we have very good cooperation and with Iran Med Department. And during this lecture series, we had the representatives from Iran who supported us in organizing these lectures. Then there was a presentation by Mr. Ibrahim Al Abdullah Salam, expert from Oman. That was the last presentation. So he discussed with us the role of sea surface temperature and ocean heat content with respect to the development of cyclones, and he shared with us the case study of cyclone Shaheen. And some of the points he had the data from other centers also with respect to sea surface temperature and ocean heat content, and a study he carried out and that he shared with us. And then the next point was this is all about the lectures. Around we had 11 lectures in all during the series, and all the lectures, they were streamed live on YouTube, and they are available on YouTube. And most of the PPTs that we got from the experts that we shared with all of you. Then there was another action point with respect to the logo for PTC. So in this regard, we have received suggestions from Pakistan and India only. So these are the logos that Pakistan has proposed. And these are the two logos that India has proposed. So we'll be having a meeting with all the member countries to decide one logo out of these for PTC. And then this is the summary of tasks that has been completed so far. So regarding organization of international and national workshop, Iran has already conducted international workshop, and India Meteorological Department is celebrating its 150 years of foundation on 15th January 2025, and 15th January 2024 will be the curtain raiser, and we'll be having year-long celebrations in this regard. And the we'll be conducting international workshop in 2024 with participation from various countries as well as the PTC member countries. And we'll also be organizing a national workshop and training for tropical cyclones so very soon. And regarding the quiz, we arranged an online quiz on tropical cyclones in September, and it will expire on 21st of November. All the participants who attempted the quiz, they were given certificates on completion of the quiz. Online it was given, and after the expiry of quiz, the winners will be chosen based on overall participation and also country-wise participation, and results will be shared with you. And regarding preparation of video film, already IMD has prepared a video film on the early warning system of cyclones in India, and that film was played at the WMO Congress session in Geneva, and this video is also available on RSMC website and on YouTube. The link is shared here with. And so, what are the future plans? That also I'll share with you briefly. So, results of quiz that we'll share with you soon, and all the lectures by the experts. We'll request them to prepare a small article, and all these articles, these will be consolidated, and the TCRR has agreed to issue a special issue in this regard, and that will initiate action with respect to that. And then regarding organization of a special session, one day technical conference will be organized in Bahrain prior to the PTC 50. So RSMC New Delhi will prepare the concept paper and brochure in this regard. And then PTC logo, we have received samples from Pakistan and India. So we'll soon have meeting with all the members to choose one logo out of these. And then there was another action point to improve outreach. We may have interviews to press, electronic media, etc. So that at individual level, we'll initiate action. And then development of vision or goal statement of PTC for next 10 years, that has to be prepared. And the outcome of organizing this lecture series has been what we understand is that definitely it has strengthened cooperation and improved liaising among WMO, ESCAP, RSMC New Delhi, and PTC member countries. And it has also increased awareness on tropical cyclones. It has improved the capacity of forecasters. We came to know through these lectures what kind of system is and what kind of observational network is there in member countries. And it has definitely improved the outreach, and improved the visibility of PTC and member countries, and it has also helped in better understanding of tropical cyclones monitoring and prediction. And through these lecture series, we were also able to share the best practices that are followed by the member countries. So that's all from my side. With this, I'll stop my presentation. And if you have any questions or queries, you can ask.
Fine. So thank you very much for summarizing the activities which have been carried out during past few weeks by organizing the series of lectures and also by conducting the quiz competitions. Certainly, it has helped the region to showcase the various activities, popularize the science of cyclones, and also to exchange the ideas among the member countries and the people at large. So now we should think about whatever we planned for commemorating these 50 years, like the vision document, the conference, and also the workshop in different countries, and many other activities. So it will be good to write some blog, whatever we have presented. If we can write a small paragraph or one page maximum, I request all the resource persons, if they can write that, we can put in the blog page or in Facebook or Twitter. And at the same time, we can bring out a brochure about these 50 years of ATC, so which can be utilized for the technical conference. And also that can be circulated about the activities, what activity we are doing, we can write, and what we have done also. In regular interval, we can put off in social media and also in blog pages, including. So that will further help. So what we see that we have come up a long way, starting with the 1865, I would say, 1865. Prior to 1865, there were observations, but no service was provided as such to the public or the ports or the disaster managers or other stakeholders. So on this occasion, we should thank Asiatic Society of Bengal, who took up the initiative to have a systematic observations or monitoring of the cyclones at that time. They clearly told that there should be a meteorological committee, but initially the then government did not agree, the British government. And finally, they suggested that it should go to sanitation committee. So sanitation committee also thought that it was sent to sanitation committee considering the fact that at that time there are many vector-borne diseases, people are dying. So they thought that it should go to sanitation committee. And afterwards, again, Asiatic Society of Bengal insisted that there should be a separate committee, meteorological committee, not only for taking observations, but also carrying out research and guiding the provincial government to take actions. So finally, then British India, headed by the Governor General and its council, decided that there should be the meteorological services. At that time, there were about 6 provinces, and they allowed the 6 provinces to work separately, and a meteorological reporter was appointed for 6 provinces. So Blandford was the reporter from Calcutta, for Calcutta province. So while doing so, again, Asiatic Society of Bengal insisted that no, there should be a national level committee, because the weather has no boundary. It has to be exchanged among the provinces, and there should be a policy, there should be a standard timing of observations, etc. So finally, British government agreed, and a policy was set up that we should start port warning, and the immediate trigger was 1864 cyclone, and it was predicted. Actually, all this started in 1857. 1857, Asiatic Society of Bengal wrote to Governor General that first time, but no action was taken at that time, because immediately in 1857, Sepoy mutiny started for independence of India at that time, and it was just put on cold storage till 1860. Again in 1860, the State Society of Bengal again wrote that it should be done like this. Then there was response. And in 1860, whatever report State Society of Bengal submitted to Governor General Council, Governor General and his council clearly mentioned that the people are dying because of the cyclones. In future also people will die due to cyclones if the actions are not taken. And unfortunately in 1860, this report was given in 1862 and forecast came correct. In 1864, 40,000 people died because of the Hooghly cyclone. And immediately there was another cyclone where 80,000 people died. I'm not correct which one is 80 and which one is 40. Two cyclones, one was 80,000, another was 40,000 cyclones. One went in Andhra Pradesh and one near Hooghly cyclone, that's Kolkata. So that triggered the government, and finally a port warning commenced in 1865. So there was a very systematic approach to develop the port warning. People at that time thought that at least you need 5 observations. So they decided 5 observational centers. One was taken as Sagar Island at the West Bengal coast. Another was taken as False Point, that is near Odisha coast, now it is Dhamra. And third one, they decided that Chittagong, that all of us know in Bangladesh coast. And fourth one, they decided that it should be Archive in Myanmar coast. So considering these 4 coastal stations, they decided that we should go for one interior station, and that was chosen as Darjeeling. So all of you might be wondering, why Darjeeling? Why not Kolkata? So maybe at that time people understood that the direction of motion of the cyclone is also influenced by mid-latitude westerlies. So observation through Darjeeling can help us to predict better way about the role of westerlies on track and intensity of the cyclones. So these 5 observatories played the dominant role to formulate the cyclone warning for the ports and the sea areas. And that was the beginning of cyclone forecasting. Afterwards, again, the meteorological committee headed by Blanford decided that no, we should have 2 more observations. One was considered as Kolkata, and second was considered as Cuttack in Odisha. So there were 7 observations from that province. In addition, of course, there were other observations from other provinces like Madras province, Mumbai province, Sindh province, like that, central province. So total, there was around 20 observations at that time when the port warning started in, at that time, undivided India. So that was the beginning. So from that day onwards, you can just imagine how much we have progressed. And thanks to science and technology, thanks to contributions of many organizations, many experts. And today, in our presence, we have Dr. Professor S.K. Dubey, so who has immensely contributed towards the cyclone forecasting, especially the storm surge. So if I go by chronology, the port warning started, and accordingly the service gradually expanded. All ports were given the forecast by 1898 with a uniform port warning signal, which port warning signal is now at present also being utilized by all the countries in the region, including India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, all these things. Then gradually it was also felt that there should be some further cohesion among the countries. So we came up in 1972, ESCAP and WMO suggested in 1973, the PTC was established. And we went on increasing the advisories by establishing the RMC at that time, Regional Meteorology Center in Delhi, which is later known as RSMC from 1988. So thereafter, we went on improving with the augmentation of observational network, communication network, modeling, and of course the forecasting. Major breakthrough was the satellite in 1960s, and gradually providing satellite. Then we came up with the geostationary satellite in 1974. Then of course Indian satellites in 1983. Another major breakthrough was the radar. Even though there was radar in 1950, but cyclone purpose it came into use. I was just going through at that time. The then DG, Dr. L.S. Mathur, was the first person to utilize radar for cyclone purpose. It was in 1962. So at that time, after the Second World War, whatever remnants were there, they utilized that and developed some kind of radar indigenously. And of course, picture was taken off, and the people tried to find out what is the structure, just looking at horizontal wind distributions. They found that there is a spiral band. They found that there is some kind of eye. All these things started. So radar monitoring started beginning in 1962. But there was another breakthrough in 1973 when it was decided by the committee all along the coast should have the cyclone detection radar. So that we can say that from 1973 onwards, 1973 was, you can say, a major milestone. Internationally, we came up with WMO panel. We came up with the geostationary satellite in 1974. We came up with radars 1973-74. So many augmentations. We came up with RSMC observations in 1973-74 with the radar monitoring of the balloons. So all these things, if you just combine, you will see that there was some kind of major intervention globally, nationally, and all the countries participated in that. And that showed the way for improving cyclone monitoring and forecasting. And over the years, again, it went on improving. We went on increasing the lead period. We went on increasing the forecast accuracy. We went on increasing the products. And finally, we came up with impact-based forecast, indicating whatever impact it will be in terms of hazards, vulnerability, and risk to different sectors and different community. So while doing all these things, another breakthrough came in 2008. Every disaster actually teaches us a lot of lessons. So in 2008, when Nargis cyclone happened, there was an expert committee. Professor Dubey and myself and other expert committees visited Myanmar to find out what happened actually, why people died, in spite of the forecast being issued by RSMC in New Delhi. Then there were a lot of recommendations. One of the most important recommendations was that we should have some such guidance for all the countries. And Professor Dubey took the initiative, and RSMC implemented the model developed by Professor Dubey and team in all the countries. So we should pay our tributes and gratitudes to Professor S.K. Dubey for the contribution which helped all the countries to have a real-time storm surge guidance. Even though we are providing storm surge guidance from here from Delhi, but more specific storm surge products would be provided and warning would be generated by the state utilizing that storm surge model. So prior to that, of course, we had another breakthrough again in 1970s by Professor S.K. Ghosh. Dr. S.K. Ghosh, he was the Deputy Director General of India. He developed based on Zelensky model, he developed the nomograms. So that was the first breakthrough for storm surge prediction. After that, it is dynamic model developed by Professor Dubey and team. And then another breakthrough came with respect to services, that is when cyclone was moving towards Oman and Yemen. I think 5 years back, I am not able to remember the cyclones. Two cyclones, Chapala and another cyclone was there. So during that cyclone, WMO suggested IMD that you should provide the rainfall guidance. So then onwards we provided the rainfall guidance. Of course, we have the model guidance in the website, but we send the rainfall guidance to the countries, especially Oman and Yemen. Cyclone Megha and Chapla, I think these two were there. So these are some of the breakthroughs. Starting with simple guidance, we came up with the guidance on the severe weather, along with the cyclone track, intensity, etc. In between, there was metro. Say in 2008, we started the objective track forecast. In 2009, we started with the objective intensity forecast. So track forecast, intensity forecast, landfall forecast got more defined. In between, there is many collaborations, especially in COIS and IMD came together to provide the coastal inundations. From 2013, we started experimental coastal inundation forecast for different, but still we are also providing coastal inundation forecast. This can also provide a coastal inundation forecast for Bangladesh, Myanmar, Pakistan, etc. But there is need for some more data. If you can have better data with respect to digital elevation, with respect to other socioeconomic parameters, the impact-based forecast, which is being provided now by IMD in its severe weather forecasting, can be further improved. So way ahead, or what next when you think of in terms of science, we have to go by more granular impact-based forecast for each and every sector, number one. Number two is that we have to develop the decision support system for disaster resilient infrastructure for each and every sector. That means the decision support system should be developed nationally, including the early warning from the country with the early action by the country, that is by the disaster managers and various stakeholders. That means we should have a decision support system for the ports, another decision support system for, say, marine services, another decision support system, for example, fishery. So like that, we have to go for different decision support systems for different users. So this is one thing. This next point comes that we should have continuous feedback mechanism from the people, from the users, so that we can have more realistic, more dynamic. As cyclone is dynamic, accordingly, the decision support system, the early warning system has to be dynamic. So we have to improve our observational systems. We have to improve our communication systems also, like the implementation of common alert protocol. We have to go for each and every country, and we have to go for impact-based forecasting in each and every country. Then when I look at, for example, say vision documents, say 2030, for example, or 2040, if we think of, the time will come by the time that it will completely digital forecast. At present, we have got API. This API is being circulated, and people are utilizing API for the decision support systems. Similarly, in other countries also it can be utilized. And time will come when human intervention will be almost nil, because forecast accuracy will be in such a way by the time that perhaps we will just interpret the model output, we'll just interpret the forecast, but we will not create any forecast. That is the vision what I apprehend. And of course, each and every household will have the access to the forecast. Each and every household will have the access to the risk involved to his house or her property or her life because of the cyclones. So these are the very, very well defined. You can say it is a very realistic dream for the vision 2030 or 2040. You will have this type of system for the tropical cyclone. The way in which the tropical cyclone forecasting is advancing in the country and in the region and in the world, it is sure that we will be reaching that stage. So I congratulate once again all the speakers on this occasion for their valuable contribution in this lecture series. And I request that all of you may provide a write-up in the form of a manuscript, and we can bring out a special issue in TCRR. And also you can give a brief, just one page, half page, so that we can put up in the blog page of RSMC. So these are some of the actions which already Monica has presented. I thought I will I'll just corroborate, or I'll just expand it and put it in a way that you can respond. So I request all the country representatives who are present here, they can speak a few words, they feel. And also I'll request Professor S.K. Dubey, who has continuously participated and who is the oldest scientist present in this forum today, and who has seen the improvement and the progress of science, technology, communication, and the conversion of science into service, to speak a few words on this occasion. So, Professor Dubey sir, you want to speak something? You can Unmute, you are muted.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Mohapatra, for actually giving me the link to attend this kind of the lectures which were going on. And I was greatly benefited with these lectures because, of course, I knew for some of the countries what they are doing, but in the detail, I found that all the countries of this region, they have done very well and they have very good infrastructure, good scientists, good operational forecasters. So they are doing very well. And of course, maybe some of you or many of you already know that Dr. Mohapatra is known as the cyclone man in India. So whatever he has mentioned about me is good words. Thanks for that one. But I can tell you, I have been doing only the academics. It was Dr. Mohapatra who actually interacted with me, and he told whatever academics is being done in IIT, why we should not use it in the forecasting. And he told what are the shortcomings in the academics, or what are the shortfalls in the model which we have developed, and how to improve that thing, and what the operational meteorologists would like to know from these models. So whatever models I have later on by interacting with the WMO through Dr. Mohapatra, I have transferred to the countries of this region. This was because of Dr. Mohapatra, because he got the models improved to the operational level of that thing. And well, beside this, actually, I tell you the my participation in the different meetings of the PTC, which was made possible by the WMO, has greatly actually enhanced my knowledge about the operational forecasting of the storm surges, and therefore I could improve or include in the storm surge models these things for different countries, and have developed the location specific models for the different countries of the region, and which were actually given to some of the countries. Maybe some of the countries are still using it operational, because continuously development is taking place. So the development has taken place in India Meteorological Department. Now the model has been improved to forecast the coastal inundation, and that's what I understand. In Bangladesh also they have the Japanese model for predicting the coastal inundation. So these are the improvements, and these improvements, I tell you, has happened because of the support of all the countries of the region present today, are all the countries of this PTC region. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohapatra, for giving me the link to attend these meetings and interacting with all of you. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir, for your blessings. Actually, entire PTC has been benefited with your knowledge, guidance, and contribution, especially for storm surge modeling. I remember always your participation in PTC meeting and giving guidance to all the countries. Even your model was implemented in Philippines, if I remember. Yes. So, any other country? I think we can start with Iran.
Dr. Laigi.
You can ask one by one, madam. Just
Okay, a representative from Thailand. From Myanmar. Pakistan.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon. I have another opportunity to be with you, sir. We learn a lot from you in all the lectures and during the cycling sessions. During the cyclone periods, we have very good interaction with the RSMC New Delhi directly, and whenever we want any guideline or any data, RSMC New Delhi provide us timely. And I think this collaboration is very necessary for all of us. As Dr. Saab said, that weather have no political boundary, and it is harmful for all of us. And sir, for using this panel, one more request to you, that in the case of cyclone, you provide us the rapid scan in the cyclone seasons. But a few days back, I was in a conference, and some our South Asian countries said that IMD should have some mechanism of request to provide us rapid scan during some convective or monsoonal activities, heavy rainfall spells. So there should be, you can say that a mechanism of interaction with IMD, that now we have this kind of situation in our country. So you should provide us rapid scan for that. Just a request, sir.
Yeah, thank you. We can make arrangement for other seasons like monsoon and other thunderstorm activity, etc. Whenever that type of situation is arriving, we can request for rapid scan to Indian specialist organizations. That will, yeah, very good session. We'll see to that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else wants to speak? Otherwise, we can conclude. Dr. Anand and Dr. Patnaik, Dr. Janamani, you want to speak anything?
Good afternoon, sir. I was in Oman for that WMO part of impact based forecast and warning, and there was a good discussion also. So all our this joint work has been actually on the on the operational also delivering result also, especially sir that SWFP part also we have developed different blocks also to give the severe weather, of course based on the threshold also. So that these are some of the very futuristic we can look also, and all our member as I saw also for last almost 4 or 5 years I have seen. So they are very now coming forward to work with us. So in the impact based forecast, so we will be more interested like monsoon or heavy rainfall in coming days or thunderstorm, which are common for our domain for all our panel country. So, sir, congratulations under your guidance. Actually, as you go more, deep into the system, collecting the legacy and history, so that will be very, documentation or something. Of course, for Indian region, we have done it, but what is there for the Myanmar or Pakistan, if they can share, then we can look forward, sir. So there may be some form like you cited Asiatic Society and others. So there may be in other country library, and I'm sure that as IMD will be celebrating also. So this is a very high time to spread the science and severe weather kind of service to early warning for all. Of course, WMO you also lead for the WMO also. So I am very proud and I feel very really satisfied. Particularly the kind of light you are showing to each topic, particularly it's kind of knowledge and information and working 24/7. So I will be looking, sir, to learn only, sir. Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Janamani, and for your good initiative. You have told a very good point that I request the representatives here from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar especially, because at that time all these was happening together. So even if IMD is going to establish, going to celebrate 1875 as the foundation year, 150 years. So actually it goes with Pakistan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. But at that time it was one, and the meteorological service was being provided for entire country, including Pakistan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. So therefore, when we are bringing out the historical aspects, if in your country, in your archive, There are certain historical documents, there are certain historical, just like I gave one example, how it came up in 1857. The beginning was 1857 by Second Society of Bengal. So that story we are putting up and we'll share to with all of you. So like that, there could be, I told you, the Sindh province came up at that time, for example, and Myanmar was coming, Yangon province. So like that, there will be a lot of historical values which we can bring out to limelight, we can share, and we can learn from that. So I request all our representatives from Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Pakistan especially, please look into all the historical documents. And sometimes you may have some kind of historical renegades, I will tell you. So you can highlight that this renegade was established in somewhere 1800, 1775 or 80, whatever it is. So all these will certainly help to bring out wealth of knowledge for benefit of the young mass and for further going ahead. So Dr. Anand, you want to speak something?
Not that there is a question actually in the chat box. Here, from EMD, he is mentioning about marine plastic pollution. So he is relating the marine pollution with the cyclone. So it's a challenging area, sir. We know that we are now working on the coupling of different models. So still we are the way to go, coupling the marine modeling, circulation modeling. We are now trying with ocean coupling, like a bit successful. Now we'll be also coupling the wave model with our NWP system, and certainly the marine model will be in pipeline. So that is working. It's way to go, sir. That is what.
Yeah, right. You told correctly. So plastic pollution is a matter of concern, but I feel there is no such study so far. There is no such modeling so far about the impact of the plastic pollution in genesis or intensity of the tropical cyclones. So it needs studies. There are certain studies with respect to aerosols. The loading aerosols, what is the impact on the frequency and intensity? That there are some studies over Arabian Sea. But plastic pollution, I have not come across in such study. It needs to be studied. Okay, Dr. Patnaik.
Actually, this I am attending all this lecture series. It was a wonderful, actually. Many regional aspects, actually, it was not known to us. So the Bangladesh, Iran, this Myanmar, Thailand. So actually, it will be a very interesting document. Means when we put up in a library or any soft copy will be available. So it was interesting, and I also learned a lot. And I think this is the SWFP, our program is there. So it was very encouraging to work together in this region and also improve the forecasting, severe weather forecasting, early warning to minimize the loss under your leadership. Sir, we are looking forward to work together. Thank you, sir.
And thank you. I will say that apart from cyclone warning, the marine weather forecasting has gained ground over the years because of the blue economy. And RSMC has come up with a significant improvement with respect to marine weather forecasting in terms of the model products, in terms of the value-added products, in terms of the presentational products in WebGIS and QGIS, and also the text products. So we can have also some kind of discussion in future, the presentations, discussions about marine weather, because cyclone is the influential weather parameter in marine weather. But apart from that, we should also know what are the various types of marine products which are useful for various types of stakeholders. So I think we have a very good discussion. So I will stop here, and now you can conclude, Monica.
Thank you, sir. So I would like to thank all those who are present here and all those who have been participating in this lecture series.
You are muted.
So I would like to thank all of you for participating in this lecture series since September when we started it. And special thanks to the representatives of Pakistan, Thailand, Myanmar, Yemen, ESCAP, Iran, who are present today with us.
I think from Sri Lanka, someone is also there from Sri Lanka.
Okay. We also thank the representatives from Sri Lanka for joining us. And special thanks to Professor Dubey for joining us regularly. All along this lecture series, Sir has joined us, and also for developing the storm surge model for the member countries. And we also want to thank the forecasters from India Meteorological Department who have been regularly attending this lecture series, and representatives from DGH and Indian Coast Guard and various national level disaster management agencies for joining us. And we want to convey our special thanks to DG IMD for his mission and vision that has helped in mitigating the disaster associated with tropical cyclones, not only over India, but also over the region. And it has helped in overall socio-economic development of the country as well as the region. Thank you to
I
all of you.
think from Yemen also, Mr. Rashid also joined from Yemen. Whether Dr. Srivastav from ESCAP joined the meeting? I could not.
But representative from ESCAP is here. Dr.
Okay.
Srivastav is not here. So we want to thank the representative from ESCAP also for joining us. And we want to thank ISSD team, Miss Divya, particularly, sir, for all along she has been arranging this lecture, and the team at Cyclone Warning Division for making it a success. We want to thank all who have contributed to organization of this lecture series successfully. Thank you to all of you.
We can take
Let
a
us
group photograph actually. I feel.
take a group photograph.
We request all the participants to please switch on your video.
And I thank Cyclone Division, RSMC New Delhi, and all our experts, Dr. Janamani,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am there.
Dr. Kundas, and especially Mrs. Monica Sharma, who has taken pain to organize
Long.
all the lectures.
We request all of you, please
Switch on the video.
switch on the video.
Myanmar and
Myanmar, Thailand. Yes. Okay, sir. Dr. Laigi is present with us, sir, but there is some connectivity issue. He has sent a message, sir.
Time?
1 minute, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much indeed.